So we've got a retail Wii now. We don't have a crazy black cord sticking at the back of it. And what do you know? It's a sexy new different colour. Ooh la la. Much like the 3DS, you can take a picture of yourself and have it sort of determine what your features are based on the Wii feature set, blah blah blah, depending on what you look like. That's what I actually did with my little blonde guy. Well, up in the top left there. I mean, they don't have ginger, so I had to make him blonde. Other people can look at this while you're messing around with navigation. I really love that design. It's really clever and makes total sense considering you have this gamepad to mess around with. FIFA on the Wii U is really interesting because it makes a real effort to use the screen in interesting ways. As you can see here, you know, I can switch to different views. I can organise substitutes. This is really interesting. It's what I feel like Wii games should do, is use the second screen almost like a mobile device, and that you redesign the entire experience to suit the device, like a mobile website compared to a regular desktop website. So I find that really cool. The only problem being that, you know, the Wii U version of FIFA doesn't run as well as the 360 PS3 version. There's a lot more slowdown. This frame rate's a bit more chunky, but the ideas are there. I really want to see more developers do this sort of thing. You know, I can change stuff, change strategies, make substitutes, get a top view. Really cool stuff. Oh man, Sonic's got dubstep. I think we're going to see similar problems to what the original DS saw in the beginning stages of its sort of lifespan, where developers really struggled to think of how to use the second screen, but then slowly but surely they really got it, you know, with games like Trauma Center and Nintendogs and things like that. At the moment, there seems to be a lack of imagination in terms of third-party developers and how they're using it. That's just generally speaking. I like this sort of use, like using this as a map. This is interesting, kind of cool, but I'd like to see some really interesting stuff from third parties, and hopefully we'll get to see that at some point. In general, the controls feel good. The controller feels nice and weighty. It feels the right weight. I like the way the stylus is positioned. It's really good for me to just quickly go boom. No problem if you want to mess around between that. I think the triggers in the back are quite far apart. That's quite disorientating for me. Like, I don't like doing that. I like doing this and switching back and forth, and that's quite clunky to begin with. But as I said before, I think it's just a matter of me automatically knowing where the buttons are as opposed to having to consciously think about it, which is sort of the stage I'm at right now, just messing about in the early stages of using the console. And yes, of course, the game lets you use the gamepad as a steering wheel, but man, I wouldn't recommend it. It's not really my cup of char. You know what it's like in Mario Kart, using the steering wheel was really clumsy. Actually, this isn't quite as bad as using the as other control systems that sort of use motion, because it's so big and almost feels like a steering wheel sized device. You can sort of get away with it, but at the same time, you're just not getting the same precision you would with the controller. As a piece of tech, the Wii U is actually really interesting. The whole asymmetrical gameplay thing is really unique in a lot of ways and quite innovative. I tend to feel like third-party publishers, to an extent, are really playing catch-up with that idea at the moment. I think FIFA was really interesting with the whole mixing up with the subs thing, and a couple other games are doing some quite interesting stuff, particularly Nintendo Land. Nintendo have really got it down, as you would expect with it being their console and all. But yeah, I'm just looking to see a bit more from other publishers, other developers. I really want to see this console hit full potential.